The night didn't begin gently. It began with irritation. He had come home late, shoes kicked off harder than necessary, phone still glowing in his hand. Another message left unread, another plan that didn't work, another quiet reminder that things were not going the way he prayed they would. He sat on the edge of the bed longer than usual, elbows on his knees, staring at nothing. Why does it feel like my prayers hit the ceiling and fall back down? He didn't say it out loud. He didn't need to. It was one of those thoughts you never dare to give a voice because once you do, you fear what it says about you. He finally stood up for Isha. Not because he felt spiritual, because it was time. The prayer mat was slightly folded at one corner. He straightened it, more out of habit than care. The fan rattled above him. Outside, a neighbor laughed too loudly. Life continued unimpressed by his struggle. Allahu Akbar. The words left his mouth automatically. His mind was already somewhere else. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. He moved fast. Like always. Then something caught. Not a sign. Not a miracle. A question. Who am I talking to right now? It startled him because it wasn't loud. It was quiet. Personal. The kind of thought that feels like it came from somewhere deeper than your own head. He slowed down just a little. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Praise. Not complaint. Not frustration. Praise. His chest tightened not with emotion, but with discomfort. Praise felt undeserved tonight. Things weren't okay. He hadn't won. He hadn't been rescued. So why praise? Because he is Rab, even when I don't feel rescued. He paused, and in that pause, something unfamiliar happened. Stillness, not silence. Presence. As if the room leaned in. My servant has praised me. His heart skipped. No voice, no sound. Just a knowing that felt too precise to be imagination. Pattern break. He almost laughed under his breath. Get yourself together, he thought. But his pace had already changed. Ar-Rahman Ir-Rahim, the most merciful. The word mercy landed differently tonight, not as theology, as a relief. He thought of everything he had messed up this week alone. Words he shouldn't have said, a prayer he delayed, a sin he promised he'd quit for the third time. Mercy. For this version of me. Another pause. My servant has glorified me. His throat tightened. When was the last time he believed Allah wasn't tired of him? He continued, Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the day of judgment. His mind jumped uninvited to all the things he feared being asked about. The wasted time, the excuses dressed as busyness, the private shortcuts no one saw. His back straightened. Suddenly, the weight of life made sense. If Allah owns the final outcome, then this chaos he was drowning in wasn't the end, just a chapter. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Only you we worship. Only you we ask for help. His voice cracked. Because this was the lie he lived with, saying only you while leaning on everything else first. Money. Validation. People's approval. Distractions disguised as coping. Am I really asking you for help? Or just informing you after I've tried everything else? He paused longer than he ever had mid-salah. The fan kept spinning. The neighbor's laughter faded. The room felt smaller, then safer. Ihdinas Siratal Mustaqim. Guide us. Not reward us, not explain everything, just guide us. His chest ached, not from pain, but from recognition. How many times had he asked Allah for solutions when what he needed was direction? Siratal Latina and Amta Alayhim. He thought of the people Allah favored, not the flawless, but the sincere. Those who fell, repented, stood again. Those whose hearts stayed soft, even when life wasn't. A tear slipped out before he noticed, not because he was emotional, because he was honest. When he finished the prayer, he stayed seated, longer than usual. No tasbih yet, no dua yet, just breathing, listening, and in that quiet, a realization settled, not dramatic, but heavy in the best way. Nothing changed around me. The problem was still there. The uncertainty hadn't vanished. The dua wasn't instantly answered, but something inside him had shifted. He hadn't recited Al-Fatiha, he had spoken, and for the first time, he believed deeply that Allah had responded to every verse. Not with miracles, with meaning. Over the next days, he noticed it. The anxiety didn't disappear, but it no longer controlled him. The prayer didn't feel rushed, it felt awaited. Al-Fatiha stopped being an opening and became a meeting. So ask yourself quietly, honestly, when you recite Al-Fatiha, are you finishing words? Or starting a conversation? Because the cure was never hidden, It was always there. Your salah doesn't change when your voice gets louder. It changes when your awareness does. If this story felt uncomfortably familiar, stay with us. Subscribe to The Guided Path, where private thoughts are acknowledged, prayers are revived, and hearts are gently brought back to Allah.